Well, hello class. First of all, I would love to wish everyone a very happy and healthy Thanksgiving. Secondly, this is the online week for Module 4. I will be getting into the grades this week. There's just so much grading, but you will get feedback on what you've already done, that's for sure. This particular week, they talk a lot about teams and negotiations. And I really think that negotiating and working in teams is such an important thing. And we want to know what examines the factors that influence group behavior. We all have worked in groups and teams, belonged to clubs, done a lot of different types of things. But as we know, what are teams really? They're all different values coming together and communicating with one another. And I think that, not everyone is going to agree on things, But what's really important is we have to be able to agree to disagree, which means that we have to put ourselves on a level plane no matter what we believe or what we feel, to really understand the other side and to negotiate properly. You really have to take your time and listen. And we talked about this in class before. We just can't be babbling and babbling and babbling to our own agenda and not listening to what the other side is saying. What happens is when we don't listen, we hear but we don't listen, we disconnect from the other person. They're talking about whales and we're talking about pigs. It's two different things. And this is very disheartening because when communication breaks down, we're not as efficient as we want to be. We're not as acceptable into the culture as we want to be. And we seem to lose trust and loyalty, which are essential in every organization. So this particular chapter, these two chapters are really important. Chapter 10 talks a lot about groups and teams, and chapter 11 is talking about communication and negotiation. And finally, I should say these three chapters, chapter 12 is about individual and group decision making. And as we know, individual decision-making, right, needs to be positive because when we put all of our decisions in groups, we have to respect each other's values or we're going to have a lot of conflicts. And we deal with something called dissonance. And dissonance is the distance between where we are and ideally where we would like to be. Always want to reduce dissonance in an organization. That's essential. So on that note, I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of what's going on as far as your readings are concerned. Look at the chapter objectives. And like I said, you don't need to read every word in the chapter. Glimpse it, go over it, use your PowerPoint. Some of you, and I saw this in the last two in-class visits we had, a lot of you are more visual and hands-on learners than you are reading out of books. That's okay. Look at your PowerPoints. Listen to this video. Do whatever you need for resources to maximize your learning experience. Now, we're expected to do a midterm, which is 200 points. I'm not going to kill you with the midterm. I'm thinking of something right now that is going to be very user-friendly for you, and it's not going to require a lot. In other words, I'm looking for quality more than quantity. So I'm going to ask you to do something of your choice. It'll be a midterm, which is an individual assignment of your choice that you will upload. And I will give you specific directions right now on how to do it, okay? The midterm is going to be comprised of one topic that you can pick out of the three chapters. I'm sorry, not three. from the very beginning of where we studied. I believe this will make 12 chapters, okay? Get one topic out of the 12 chapters. If it's about teams, individual decision making, management versus leadership, negotiations, and I want you to relate that topic in theory, backing it up with research, to something that you're experiencing at work, at school, real life, that applies to the theory within the chapter that you're talking about. For example, say we're talking about effective communication. That can be applied to where at work that you're doing right now. Or communicate. Maybe you're on a team that's not even work related. Maybe a bowling team or I don't know. Anything at all that relates to the topic at hand in the book, I want you to relate it to your real life experience. As adult learners, you come into the class with so many rich and wonderful stories of things that you experience every day. Maybe you want to talk about management versus leadership. You know, what makes an effective manager at work? Like, how do you compare leadership and management in your world? Or, how do you negotiate conflicts? You know, that's another thing that you can talk about. You know, how do you reduce dissonance? How do you reduce the distance between where you are and where you want to be? And one final thing, we talked about strategic planning. Are you an entrepreneur, or do you want to be? What type of strategic planning can you do to start your business? Or maybe if you were in charge of changing how you do business, how would you implement that into vision, mission, strategic goals and objectives? Now, how long should this paper be, this midterm? Either you're going to use APA, which is double space, and you mentioned the date and the author in the body of the paper, and with references. There are templates for APA too. You can get them from the Wentworth Library. You can go online and get them for free from the University of Michigan. And then I want a reference sheet at the end. So what should the paper look like? Title page, set of objectives of what you're trying to accomplish, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and another page. And then 3 to 5 solid pages of good quality work on the following. What company are you talking about, and what chapter are you relating it to? That'd be section 1. Section 2 of your paper is going to be what essentially does the connection work for you? In other words, what are you trying to accomplish by comparing the theory to the practical? The theory of what we're learning in class to the chapter you're talking about to the actual real life experience. And then I'm looking for references, like 3 to 5 really good references. You can use your PowerPoint, you can use your book, you can use online if you want, but don't get them all from the same source. Maybe there's an article that you're reading, or you might even interview somebody and just reference it. If you're going to give me a PDF article or something, just give me the URL in your references on your reference sheet. So after you do the body of your paper, you're going to come to another page, all right, after you do your 3 to 5 pages of the body. Now remember, your title page, your objectives, in other words, what are you trying to do with this paper? I just outlined that for you. 3 to 5 solid pages of good work, all right, and a reference sheet at the end. Like I say, 3 to 5 references. So that's it. That's the midterm. And that is going to be due, all right, don't go crazy with this, that is going to be due now a week from this Saturday, which is going to be, oh my gosh, I got to look at my calendar, hold on. A week from this Saturday, well, this coming Saturday is going to be December the 3rd. So a week from this Saturday will be December 10th. That's when this will be due. I'm going to open it up. So when you want to start working on it, but don't upload it until you're done. Now, I'm going to be good with you. I'm going to give you a little present. I'm going to give you 2 attempts to upload it. But I want it in by December the 10th, by class time. Alright? Fair enough? Alright? 2 attempts. It's an individual assignment for a midterm. And that's what I'm going to do. Alright? Now, what else? Okay, like I said, I'm going to be catching up on your grading. There are a couple of other assignments in there in the module. I believe they're discussion questions and a couple of exercises that you have to do. I got to go back in and look at the syllabus, but they're very straightforward. Now, as soon as you click on Module 4, once I release it, and I'll be doing that shortly, you will see something that says Reading, Listening, Viewing, and Assignments, that folder. When you click on that folder, you will see it'll tell you the chapters, like 10, 11, 12 to read, and then it'll give you the HBR PDF that I referenced. The download is there for you, so there shouldn't be a problem. It's right at the top of the page to view the HBR article and read it. And all the assignments there will be straightforward. Now, all of these things are going to be due by December the 10th. So anything you're working on now, get it done. All right, you've had a whole week to work on it. And now, from now to December the 10th, I mean, like, today's the 23rd of November when I'm going to be posting this. So all your stuff for what we did Saturday and everything else will be due December 10th. So when you think of it, there's quite a few days there. Take your time in between. Don't go crazy with the midterm. And I think you'll be fine. Outside of that, have a great Turkey Day. Bye.